Anime fans, One Piece fans, what's good? The answer to that question, of course, is One Piece. One Piece is what's good. And today, I just want to explain to you why I believe Admirals are weaker than Yonkos. Now, this debate is a pretty heavily debated one in the community, as are a lot of debates in the community, but this one is a pretty big one. Now, there are more people on the side that Yonkos are stronger than Admirals, but there is a pretty big chunk of us saying that Admirals are equal to the strength of a Yonko, and I just want to tell you why I believe the narrative of the story proves that Admirals aren't on the same tier as Yonkos. Or not necessarily proves, but highly hints at this being a fact. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is first hands. So we know Luffy and Katakuri in their whole fight, Katakuri said, "I would not be able to stop Big Mom," and we saw Luffy, who was almost first-hand level at the time, he couldn't touch Big Mom, and then kind of one-shot Luffy later on, and I know that Luffy wasn't using his future sight because he was angry, so he couldn't use any observation hockey, but he still was getting one shot. Now, if we want to look at Admirals on the other hand, we've seen Marco kick Kizaru, Aokiji, and mind you, with Kizaru sent an attack that was meant for Whitebeard, and Marco kind of just, he tanked that thing. He ate that thing whole. And then Kizaru's whole bullets of light, Marco just flew right through those like nothing, and then overpowered Kizaru physically by kicking Kizaru and overpowering him and kicking him down into a wall. And I know some people say that, oh, Kizaru just turned into light and flew away. Okay, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. That's stupid, okay? Kizaru clearly got kicked and turned into light to sustain the damage of the kick. That is so obvious. Marco kicked him, he flew down, turned into light, and he crashed, and there was a whole big explosion, and as I said, I'm assuming he turned into light to tank the damage. And I don't think that Marco would be doing that to Whitebeard, Kaido, or Big Mom. If Big Mom's on Zeus, I'm not sure Marco's gonna be able to do that to her. I know Jinbei did the whole Vagabondville thing, but Big Mom was sick much like Whitebeard was sick. Just say Big Mom and her hunger pangs is almost equivalent to Whitebeard having a heart attack, so if Big Mom's in her full health, I don't think that Marco's gonna be able to do something like that to her when she's in full health, whereas when Kizaru was in full health, I don't care if he's a troll, Marco still did that. And then of course he did that whole attack on Aokiji, but that was a bit different because that wasn't even really a clash, that was just a swoop in, kick, and leave. But then with the whole Akainu thing, when Akainu used his powers to attack Luffy, it was an attack meant to kill Luffy, and Marco tanked it. And I know that Marco at the time, and possibly even now, was stronger than Luffy, and right now he could be on the same tier as Luffy or stronger than Luffy. I know that Luffy's weaker than Marco at the time, so Akainu might quote unquote have made the attack weaker just for Luffy, but not weak enough for a first hand. But Jinbei was there and stuff. I feel like Luffy's such a big threat to the world government, being Dragon's son and all. Akainu would have gone all out with the attack, or not all out, but he would have made sure that it would substantially kill Luffy. Marco didn't even have a scratch. Even when Kizaru put the handcuffs on him, or not Kizaru, Onagumo I think his name was, put the handcuffs on Marco and Kizaru shot him, Marco still healed up from that as soon as he got the handcuffs off. That's another thing. It's just kind of like Kizaru had to get handcuffs on Marco to hurt him, whereas a Yonko, I don't think a Yonko would need to put handcuffs on Marco to hurt him. And I'm not saying that Marco would beat Kizaru in a one-on fight, but if Kizaru and Marco both went all out, which neither of them seem to have done in the war, it could be a different story. But I'm just saying, I don't think a first hand would fare that well against a Yonko as Marco fared against Kizaru and Akainu and Aokiji to an extent. And then, of course, there's the whole thing of Rayleigh. Rayleigh went up to Kizaru and, you know, fought him equally, and Rayleigh said, "I'm not in my prime." So, is that saying that Rayleigh at the time was Yonko level and not in his prime was Pirate King level? No, I don't think so. I think Rayleigh would have been Yonko level in his prime, an Admiral level or whatever out of his prime, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that Rayleigh's going to, you know, be doing that. I don't think he's gonna be past Yonko level in his prime. That's just too much hype, that's just not gonna be a thing. So that is the first reason I don't think that Admirals are of the same tier as Yonkos. First hands and an old Rayleigh faring very well against them. I don't think that's something that would be happening with the Yonko. I don't think Rayleigh would be able to necessarily do that to a Yonko. And of course, if Rayleigh's Admiral level and there's a person who's Yonko level, I think Rayleigh could fare well against them, but I don't feel it to be as good. Because as I said in a video a couple videos back, I believe that one Admiral is weaker than a Yonko, but two Admirals are stronger than a Yonko. So a Yonko isn't twice as strong as an Admiral or anything like that. They're just stronger to an extent, maybe 1/3 stronger than an Admiral. I don't want to get into too much math. But the next reason I have for saying that Yonkos aren't as strong as Admirals aren't as strong as Yonkos, it's just because of the portrayal. Like, Akainu is a different story, so kind of leave him out of it. Akainu is a special case, but like Kizaru and Aokiji fighting Whitebeard, I know some people are acting like, oh man, Whitebeard, he's losing to them. I still feel like the way the story was written, it was just kind of portrayed that Whitebeard, or just Yonkos in general, are on a tier above them, especially when Shanks pulled up. I think that was kind of reinforced at the time, not Kizaru, or of course there was that whole Ben Beckman thing, where Ben Beckman pointed the gun at Kizaru and Kizaru held up his hands. Another thing, if Ben Beckman pointed his gun at Big Mom would not be like, oh no, it's Ben Beckman. She would attack him or something like that, and I know Kizaru's a troll again, but still, I think that just kind of reinforces the idea that Admirals are weaker than Yonkos. First hands pose more of a threat to them, and if you got 3 Yonko level characters, or 5, including Sengoku and Garp, well, I know some people are saying Garp's not Yonko level and Sengoku's not Yonko level, but at least 3 Yonko level characters, and there is 1 Yonko, one Yonko, because Whitebeard was dead at the time. Why would the Marines not want to fight them? Because I know their crew is stronger than other crews according to chapter 157, but still, you got 3 Yonko tier characters. Akainu was the only one who'd really been injured the whole war. You still got Aokiji and Kizaru fairly well and ready to fight, and Akainu was still roaring to go. I still don't think 3 Yonkos and like probably 80,000 Marines at the time and a bunch of strong Vice Admirals versus the Red Hair Pirates, that would be a pretty easy dub for the Marines, because the Red Hair Pirates didn't have allied ships like Whitebeard did. So if the Admirals are Yonko level, I still don't, it wouldn't make sense that they wouldn't pursue Shanks. And then, of course, there's the whole thing about the connection between Shanks and Gorosei and Sengoku, so that could be it, but that's just some food for thought. And then the biggest reason I have for saying that Admirals are not Yonko level, and that would be the Warlords. So just let me paint the picture. The Yonkos don't really like each other. They don't really like to ally with each other. That's why it was such a big surprise when Big Mom and Kaido made their alliance. So if the Navy has 3 Yonko tier characters, 4 including the Fleet Admiral, I believe the Fleet Admiral is Yonko tier regardless. I believe the Fleet Admiral is Yonko level and Admirals are not. I believe the Fleet Admiral is just kind of above the Admirals, by the way, like Sengoku, Akainu, and Kong seems to be strong. So I just feel like the Fleet Admirals are the Navy Yonko. But just say the Admirals are Yonko level. You got 4 Yonko level characters. And of course the Fleet Admiral doesn't go out as much. So just say 3 Yonko level characters. 3 Yonkos. 3 Navy Yonkos. Why would the world government need the Warlords to deter the Yonkos? The Yonkos don't like to team up. So, 1 Yonko posing a threat to the world government, why would they need the Warlords to deter said Yonkos when they got 3 Yonko tier characters right there? Why? They wouldn't! They would not need any Warlords to deter the Yonkos, to deter 1 Yonko, if they had 3 Yonko level guys themselves that would do things on demand and not try to skip out or anything. See what I'm saying? They would not need the Warlords to deter Yonkos if the Admirals themselves were Yonko tier. It doesn't make sense. Because even if 2 Yonkos allied, even if Big Mom and Kaido ally, amass an army of 60,000 guys and march on the world government, 100,000 Marines and 2 Yonko tier characters, or 3 Yonko tier characters, Big Mom and Kaido don't stand a chance. They just don't. I don't care if they're 2 Yonko level characters. If there's 3 Yonkos versus 2 Yonkos, the 3 Yonkos finna win. So it doesn't make sense that the Admirals would be Yonko tier in light of this. So that's just kind of all the reasons I believe that Yonkos are not the same strength as Admirals. I believe that they are stronger than Admirals, and I believe Admirals are weaker than Yonkos, of course. Tell me what you think in the comments if you do believe that Yonkos and Admirals are not of the same tier, that Admirals are a bit weaker. Just to sum up what I was saying First Hands and Old Rayleigh wouldn't fare so well against Admirals if Admirals were Yonko level. They'd still not be completely destroyed, but they wouldn't do as well as they did. The story portrays Admirals to just not be as strong as Yonkos, with whole Shanks pulling up and Whitebeard pulling up thing, and then the Warlords would not be needed if the Admirals were Yonko level. That's basically all I have to say. Tell me what you think in the comments. This was a long video, so I'm gonna have to go to editing it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, and only if you enjoy my content, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications for more One Piece content, and share this video if you found it, or share this video, I swallow my words. Share this video if you found it factual or full of facts. And yeah, I will see you people at the next video.